What's going on? Hit was actually instantly killed. Due to a battle, the 7th universe was destroyed. Goku and Vegeta returned to their childhood with their memories and power. On Earth, Hit had just taken on a new job and was about to leave the planet. Suddenly, he sensed a terrifying aura approaching the Earth. He hid in the dark and observed. He saw a black shadow appear and quickly enter Yamcha's body. After a brief struggle, Yamcha gradually calmed down. Yamcha looked at his body. This body is really weak, but it should be enough to deal with Goku. Yamcha's voice became as deep as a frog's. Hit saw this scene and vaguely felt that something was wrong. He decided to hide himself for the time being. Suddenly, Yamcha disappeared from the spot and then appeared behind Hit. He asked Hit why he was here when he clearly wasn't from the 7th universe. Hit said straightforwardly that it had nothing to do with him. Now, the Earth was under the protection of Lord Champa. If he didn't want to die, he shouldn't have any ideas about the Earth. After hearing Hit's words, the man in black became crazy in tone. He told Hit that he was dying to die. If Hit could kill him, he would be very grateful. Hit didn't waste any more words and directly used his finishing move. This move was specifically trained by Hit against Jiren after the Tournament of Power. It was his current most powerful finishing move. However, Hit's finishing move passed directly through the man in black, as if it didn't touch anything. The man in black let out an unpleasant laugh. He didn't expect that there was someone here who could use the power of time. The next second, the man in black gathered power and Hit's time imprisonment shattered like glass in an instant. Then, at a speed that Hit couldn't clearly see, he punched Hit out. Hit understood that this person's strength was at least no less than Jiren's. He had to inform Lord Champa. Just as Hit was about to send a distress message, the man in black instantly turned into a giant black hole and swallowed Hit whole. A chewing sound came from the black hole. After a bout of chewing, the man in black let out a sigh. Compared to a real god, the taste is still far from it. Then he turned his gaze towards Master Roshi's house. Goku, who was about to go to sleep, had just sensed that Hit was fighting someone. But he didn't expect that. In just an instant, Hit's aura disappeared. He opened his eyes suddenly. On Earth at this time, how could there be someone who could threaten Hit? He immediately rushed out of the house. Yamcha's figure instantly blocked in front of Goku. He made a provocative gesture. "Goku, you don't want the Earth to be destroyed, do you?" After saying that, he motioned for Goku to follow him. Although Goku didn't understand what was going on, he still flew out following him. After flying a certain distance, Yamcha stopped. Goku questioned who he was and why he had occupied Yamcha's body. The man provoked Goku, saying that if he wanted to know the answer, he had to defeat him first. Goku's expression turned solemn. Since his rebirth, he hadn't encountered an opponent worthy of a fight. Yamcha launched his signature move, the Wolf Fang Fist first, but he only hit Goku's afterimage. Goku counter, punched him in the abdomen. Yamcha's eyes widened instantly and he spat out blood. Just as Goku was about to pursue, Yamcha teleported more than 20 meters away. Goku told Yamcha that if he wanted to fight him, he had to show some real skills. Otherwise, he would be instantly defeated. Yamcha also got serious and released his full power. Goku's eyes narrowed slightly. He could clearly sense that Yamcha's power level was now approaching that of Beerus. But this power was different from that of a god. In an instant, their figures intertwined in the air like streaks of light. Every collision caused the surrounding space, time to tremble. Suddenly, Yamcha jumped out of the battle circle, and countless ki blasts flew out of his body and headed towards Goku. Immediately, Goku was surrounded by layers of ki blasts. Yamcha sneered as the black ki blasts formed a perfect net of encirclement. Unless Goku used instant transmission, he couldn't escape. But if Goku dared to use instant transmission, that would be the moment he would annihilate Goku. Looking at the ki blasts around him, Goku transformed into the Ultra Instinct state. Countless ki blasts flew towards Goku, but he stood still and none of them hit him. The explosions caused by the ki blasts colliding with each other were also blocked by Goku's divine energy. Yamcha looked at Goku in shock. He didn't expect Goku to master Ultra Instinct, which was a divine skill. Goku didn't say a word and threw a punch. His speed and power were at least 10 times faster than before. Yamcha couldn't even see Goku's move clearly, and the punches rained down on Yamcha's body. Just as Goku was about to win, he noticed the look in Yamcha's eyes. There was no pain or despair in it, but a hint of pity instead. Goku stopped attacking and dodged backward. At this time, Yamcha was covered in injuries and blood kept flowing from the corner of his mouth. But his expression was very calm, which undoubtedly told Goku that he was about to show his real strength. Yamcha let out that unpleasant laugh again and sighed that no wonder the seventh universe existed in this way. He understood now. These words shocked Goku so much that he even showed emotional fluctuations in the Ultra Instinct state. He asked the other party why he knew about their universe. Yamcha didn't answer, but instead asked Goku who taught him Ultra Instinct, whether it was Beerus or Whis. Goku told him that both Whis and Beerus were his masters, but it was Maris who helped him master Ultra Instinct. When Yamcha heard this, he couldn't help laughing. The trainee angel of the seventh universe was really reckless, but he liked it. After saying that, Yamcha's body also changed. Goku was so shocked that he couldn't speak. Just as Goku was about to defeat Yamcha, Yamcha's body also underwent a change. He also transformed into the Ultra Instinct state, and the previous violent aura on him completely disappeared. However, Yamcha's body was too weak to fully exert the power of the shadow, and he could only activate an imperfect Ultra Instinct state. But it should be enough to deal with Goku. Yamcha quickly moved in front of Goku and pushed an energy blast directly onto Goku's face. The energy blast exploded instantly and Goku was blown away. Fortunately, the divine aura protected Goku. Otherwise, he would have surely died from that attack. However, an excited expression appeared on Goku's face. Finally, he had encountered an opponent that could make him go all out. Goku no longer restrained his power and burst out with all his strength. Imitating Yamcha, he gathered an energy blast and pushed it towards Yamcha. But Yamcha easily dodged it. They got entangled again, and two white lights could be seen struggling with each other. However, their speeds and powers were almost the same, and neither of them could harm the other in the slightest. Goku jumped out of the battle, gathered the Kamehameha in his hands, pretending to make a frontal attack. Just as Yamcha prepared to defend, Goku was about to use instant transmission to sneak attack Yamcha from behind. But what he didn't know was that Yamcha deliberately left a flaw with the purpose of forcing Goku to use instant transmission. Instant transmission is a skill that uses the spatial power of the seventh universe to teleport oneself to a specific location. The moment Goku used instant transmission, wild spatial power completely surrounded him. Goku felt that his body was out of control, and an unknown pulling force around him was tearing at his whole body. This space-cutting move is his own invention, and it's the nemesis of spatial power. He intentionally lured Wukong into using instant transmission earlier, just so he could use this move against him. Yamcha canceled the Ultra Instinct and returned to his normal state. Goku could now see Yamcha's movements clearly, but under Yamcha's restraint, his body couldn't move. Even though he had burst out with all his strength, he could only barely resist the tearing of this invisible force. Goku saw Yamcha's movements and understood that Yamcha was using a magic, like attacks similar to Boo's. In this regard, Goku knew nothing. His body had been torn and he was suffering great pain. However, Yamcha was even more surprised that Goku could use a mortal body to resist the power of rules. Although he was now in a mortal body and couldn't fully release his strength, as a former god of destruction, how could his proud skill not even be able to kill a mortal? Goku was in the center of the tearing, suffering from pain all over his body. He couldn't use instant transmission either. Just as his body was about to be torn apart, he remembered what Whis had once told him. The way gods fight is different from that of humans. Fists and kicks are just trivial. The power of gods is where their true strength lies. Goku began to try to use the power of gods to resist the tearing force of space. Yamcha, who was in the process of casting the spell, felt a bit of pressure. He poured all his divine power into it in one breath, ready to fight Goku to the finish. So, can Goku successfully defeat Yamcha and get out of this crisis?